Okay, so we're going to begin today in a child's pose. So you can just come onto your mat. If that's not suitable for you to start in, then please feel free to begin in any other position. But if you can take that, then do. You can always use blocks or a cushion or something else to make it a bit more comfortable. So if you like, you can take your knees pretty wide, so kind of as wide as your mat. And then with the feet together, you can just lay yourself down. If you like, you can just either cross your arms over, drop your head down towards your arms again. You could use a block or cushion underneath your head as well, if that's suitable for you. Just any comfortable position will do. And then just when you're ready, just taking a few moments to begin to come away from your day. Just starting to draw your attention inwards. Start to notice your breath, just as it moves in and out through your nose. And then you start to move it more into the sides of your body and into the back of your body. Start to feel that expansion through your ribs on the inhale. And then just that gentle contraction on the exhale. Just allowing the breath just to be deep and thorough. And then as your breath starts to smooth out, you start to notice your body now, how it feels. You're noticing any tension or tightness and try and allow that to release a little bit. Give yourself permission just to relax. So in today's class, we're going to do a practice in mental clarity or focus. So really just looking at the other benefits that yoga can give us, apart from the physical ones, or increase in strength and flexibility and mobility, but also how it can help us in our mind. And there's loads of research done to indicate that yoga is really beneficial to help us to reduce anxiety and stress, and also to help us sleep a little bit better. And this class is really on kind of maybe a little bit more subtle, so it's kind of the mental focus, the ability to make decisions, logical decisions. And again, there's quite a lot of evidence to suggest that yoga can help us to do that. And the tools that we use within yoga to help us are essentially our breath and meditation. But there are also other things that we can use as well. So we'll just be looking at some of these today. So we're going to start with a little meditation. So when you're ready, you'll just start to walk yourself back up. So just take your time. We're just going to come to a sitting position when you're ready. So you're just going to move in. So again, you could sit with your legs crossed. If that's not suitable for you, then you can sit in Virasana, so hero pose, so kneeling. The meditation is done sitting, so that's essential. You can't really do it lying down. That's just called dozing, I think. But sitting up, upright and aware is where we want to be. So with a straight spine, and you can always use a block underneath your hips or lean against the wall if you'd like as well. I'm going to create a little mudra to help us with the meditation. And this mudra is called Gyan mudra, and it's a mudra for concentration. So we're going to take your hands, and it's just the thumb and the pointer finger, just very gently touch. And when you do that, you'll recognize it as kind of like chin mudra, which we use, which means that we're at one with the universe. The difference between Gyan and chin mudra is that in chin mudra, the palms face up, and in Gyan, you turn the palms down. So you can just lay your hands just gently onto your thighs or your legs, so you can relax your arms down. But we've still got that thumb and pointer finger just very gently touching with the palms down. And then relax your shoulders. And you can either just lower your gaze or you can close your eyes. So the idea with our meditation is that we first of all find our breath. So we're going to use our Samaviti, which is our even breath. So just when you're ready, start to even your breath out. So you could use a count here. So maybe a count of 4 for the inhale. And then 4 for the exhale. And it's your count, remember, so you can count faster or slower. It's really up to you. Try and set an even breath. Once you've got that even breath, the next thing that we try to do is to keep our mind present. So keeping your mind present and aware of what you're doing without it kind of wandering off. And the mind is a very tricky thing. It will, sometimes you even think you're still present and you're actually not because you're really off at a tangent. So the idea with the meditation is that you just practice it, and over time, you'll be able to sit for a longer and longer period of time without you losing that focus. So all we're doing is kind of training our mind, if you like. So using your steady breath, keep your mind present, and if your mind wanders off, gently draw it back in. I'm going to do this just for a minute or two, so not very long. But just try and maintain that awareness, that presence. We'll take one more inhale. When you're ready, we'll release the mudra. We'll just bring the palms of your hands together. And then we're just going to very gently just rub the palms just up and down. Just creating a little bit of gentle heat. From there, take your hands and just place them over your eyes. And then gently spread the fingers and open the eyes. And then from there, you can release your hands all the way back down. Okay. To wake us up from that little meditation, we're going to do a little Kundalini shoulder exercise. So when you're ready, it's quite a kind of firm movement. But when you're ready, on an inhale, we're just going to gently draw the shoulders all the way up towards the ears. And then on the exhale, we just let them go down. So we'll do that again. So inhale, draw the shoulders all the way up, give it a little squeeze. Exhale, release. We'll do that twice more, so just do it in your own time. Basically, giving the body a little bit of a wake up. And one more. Well done. Okay. From here, we'll take a little twist. So we'll use your left hand just onto your right knee. Right fingertips behind you. Just very gently draw yourself in. And And again, just a gentle twist, maybe turning and looking over your shoulder a little. Just waking the body up a little bit more. Yeah, as you inhale, come back into the center. And this time we're going to take your right leg and we're going to stretch it out to the side. So just move it out to the side a little bit. You can keep your left foot just towards the inner thigh. We're going to take a little side stretch here. So make sure your right leg is not kind of directly in front of you, but it's out at the side. And then using your right hand, you can place it onto your leg somewhere, or maybe you can grab your ankle or your foot and then lift your left arm up and over. So just coming in for a little stretch through the side of your body. Keep your sit bones down and maybe rotate a little bit more in your chest. And breathe into the side of your body. You will take one more inhale. Slowly come back up, so towards the center. And we're going to change the cross of your legs. So if you just make sure that your other leg is in front. And then sitting upright again, we'll come and twist to the other way. So just slowly and gently take yourself around towards that left side. Start to feel the gentle twist through your spine, maybe through your neck. As you inhale, come back towards the middle. And this time we'll take the left leg out to the side. So again, just taking it into that side stretch. So using your left hand down the leg somewhere and reach up and over to your right arm. Okay, when you're ready, back in towards the center. And then this time we'll take both legs out. So we'll stretch both legs out to the side. As you do that, you might want to sit forwards a little bit more onto your sit bones. Sit on a block if you like as well. And you can bend your knees if you need to. And then on an inhale, we'll reach with the arms. And on the exhale, we'll fold forwards. And if you don't want to reach, you can always move your hands to the mat and just walk yourself forward. Just whatever feels right to you. And then just try and relax here. Just breathing into any tension that still exists in your body. So in this particular posture, we do hold a lot of tension. So it might not even necessarily be in the area you're trying to stretch, but try to soften into it a little bit. And use your breath. So maybe coming back into that Samavriti, maybe your Ujjayi breath, you could use that. Okay, when you're ready, we'll slowly come back up again. So just walk your hands back. Bring your legs out towards the front. And then from here, we're going to come into an all fours position. So you could swing your legs just behind you and move forwards to all fours. As you come into all fours, we're going to have the hands underneath your shoulders and the knees underneath your hips. And then from here, we're going to come down onto your forearms to do a cat-cow today. So if you make your way down, and as you come down, you could either take your palms together, you could interlink your fingers, or you could just take your hands and just wrap them around. Then from here, again, we'll start to move through that cat-cow. So on the inhale, we'll drop the belly and start to pull forwards through your chest a little. And then on the exhale, round your back, draw your chin to your chest. And just see how it feels doing it in this way, just a slightly different perspective. And sometimes just taking a slight divergence can kind of help us with that thought process, with focusing our mind and achieving that clarity. Okay, when you're ready, on your next inhale, we're going to make our way back into kind of a more neutral position. And when you get there, we'll start to stretch the hands out in front. We're going to come in for Anahatanasana, so our heart melting pose. So the hands are forwards, and then we'll start to very gently press down towards the mat. And as you get down, you might feel you can take your forehead down, you might not. You just see how it feels when you're moving through it. But one other aspect of yoga that we can use to help us with that mental clarity is to make use of our third eye, so our Ajna Chakra, which is located between your eyebrows. Trying to keep that balanced is really crucial to our ability to think clearly. So it governs our intuition and we just our, sense of our moral compass and our sense of doing the right thing. So maybe today when we're doing some asana, you can maybe think about focusing your drishti on that third eye rather than on your hand or your feet or whatever you would normally do. On your next inhale, slowly come up. We are coming up, but we're actually going to lower down onto your belly. So you can take your time and just move forwards and release yourself down onto your front. As you get there, we're going to come in and do a little locust. So we're going to bring your hands behind you. And you can either have your hands, so your palms are down onto the mat. Maybe you reach your arms back and lift your chest up. Or if you want to, you can interlock your fingers behind your back and do it from there. And you could just lift your chest up if that feels enough, maybe lifting the hands away. And if you feel you want to, maybe lift your legs up as well. But just see how it feels. And just breathe into it. Okay, we'll take one more inhale. We'll slowly release everything all the way back down. So you can release your arms here and you bring your arms round, cross them over and drop your head down towards your arms. And then from here, we'll come back up to that all fours position. So using your hands underneath your shoulders, start to just press yourself back up. So just moving into an all fours position. So as you come into this, we're going to step your right foot up towards the top of your mat. So just stepping it through. And as you do that, if you place your hands just either side, you could use blocks here, or maybe just come up onto your fingertips so you've got a little bit more space. And if you want to, you can also slide your left leg back a little bit. But just make sure that that doesn't interfere with your knee being over the ankle on that right leg. And as we're here, start to lift your belly and start to pull the chest forwards a little bit. So a little bit like that kind of cobra move. You want to draw the chest forwards and the belly in. And gently hug the right knee in. So sometimes it kind of drops out to the side a little bit. We want to pull it towards the center. From here, we're going to come in and stretch our hamstrings. So we're going to move back a little bit. So if you want to, you could walk your hands back, or maybe you can just gently move back. Just work where it feels right. And without feeling that you have to fully straighten the leg, just move to where you feel the stretch to the leg. And then if you did want to, you could slide that right leg forwards a little bit, flex your foot and pull the toes up towards you. Again, if it doesn't suit you and it feels nice where you are, then you just stay with that. And breathe into the back of your leg. So feel the stretch through the back of your leg. And keep the hips nice and level and the belly still drawing in a little. Then your next inhale, we're going to re-bend the legs. If you need to slide it back in again, do that. And then re-bend your front leg. As you come into that re-bent leg, we're going to tuck the toes under and lift your back knee up off the ground. When you get there, you might want to keep that back knee bent, or maybe you straighten it and actually push away through your left heel. So kind of pressing the left heel down a little bit, but still watching that right knee so it's not collapsing to the side. Squeeze it towards the center of your body. So lift your chest and lift your belly. And we'll take one more inhale here. And then from here, we are going to step up towards the top of your mat. So we'll bend through the back leg and step it in. As you step in, we'll have the feet hip distance apart. Just fold towards your legs for a moment. And then on the inhale, start to lengthen your spine, so moving forwards. On the exhale, just fold back in towards your legs. On the inhale, we'll reach up, so rising all the way up towards the top. And then on the exhale, we're just going to fold all the way back down towards your legs. As you inhale here, lengthen through your spine. And on the exhale, take your hands down and step to plank. When you get there, we're going to lower your knees towards the mat. And then bend your elbows, lower your chest all the way down towards the ground. As you inhale, draw your shoulders back, lift your chest a little bit. And on the exhale, we'll make our way back just into a child's pose. So just pressing yourself all the way back and stretching the arms out in front again. Just breathing deeply. When you're ready, slowly come forward. So just into that all fours position. So separate your knees, hands under the shoulders. And we'll just come in for the other side. So your left foot is going to step up towards the top of your mat. Again, come up onto your fingers, use blocks, and maybe slide back a little bit more through your right leg. Draw the inner thighs towards one another. Start to lift your belly and your chest and start to pull the chest forwards a little. Still drawing the shoulders down your back, so you don't want to kind of have the shoulders up towards your ears, but draw them back a little. Try and create space. Okay, so when you're ready, we'll start to move into that hamstring. So start to very gently slide back. So again, just judge it and see how far you need to go to get the stretch. If it feels okay, maybe slide the front leg forwards a little bit. Man, that's not very slidey. Your mother one's much more slidey. It's really sticky, but if you need to, you can pick your foot up and move it forwards if you want to. But maybe flex your front foot now a bit. See what feels right. Just watch that the hips are even here. So often that left hip kind of pulls forward. So we need to draw it back and we need to pull the right hip forwards a little bit more. We'll take one more inhale. So again, if you've moved that leg forward, you'll need to bring it back, but start to re-bend your front leg. And then from here, we'll tuck the toes under and lift through your back knee. Again, you might bend the back knee, you might keep it on the ground if that suits you better. Or maybe you straighten out through the back leg and start to gently press the heel away. So lifting your belly and pulling your chest forwards a little bit if you can. Okay, we'll take one more inhale. When you're ready, we'll step up towards the top again. So we're going to bend that back leg, step it up, fold towards your legs once more. As you inhale here, lengthen your spine. And on the exhale, just fold down back in. As you inhale, we'll reach up. And on the exhale, we'll draw the palms towards the center. Excuse me. Okay, so we're going to do a little bit of balance. Balance postures do focus the mind, so they help us to get that focus. We're going to do 3, so if you want to use a wall, please feel free to. Separate your feet maybe hip distance apart, so we start in a fairly balanced position anyway. Spread your toes and draw your belly in. And then maybe just taking your left foot just onto your right ankle. If that suits you, and you just stay with that. And you might bring the hands towards the center of your chest. If you wanted to, you can move that foot up a little bit. So you can move it up towards the calf or maybe up towards the inner part of your thigh, but just see how it all feels without feeling that you have to be anywhere. And with the drishti, if the drishti helps in the balance to focus on a particular spot, then just do that. If you feel that you want to try it, maybe focus on that third eye. So Ajna Chakra, so the space between your eyebrows. If that puts you off here, because it's a little bit like closing your eyes, and that makes it harder. So, in a balanced posture, if you want to just stay focused on a spot, then do that. And then from here, if you want to, you could raise your arms, but just take them up or leave them, up to you. Maybe even creating that little chin mudra that we talked about earlier. So the thumb, pointed finger lightly touch, and we are at one with the universe. Okay, when you're ready, we'll slowly release the hands, and then we'll start to release the legs. And as you come in, maybe start to bring your feet together and your hands together, and just close your eyes for a moment. So just noticing both the sensations in your body, but also the sensations in your mind. So what is going on in your mind? Okay, we'll try it on the other side. We'll see how that goes. So we'll separate your feet. So again, about hip distance. And we'll start to come in for tree on that side. You all right, Marjorie? Just unmute yourself. So come in for tree on the other side. So just, we're just going to hold those back. So just make your way into tree, either hand on your, between your heart, or maybe raise your arms. You all right, Marjorie?
I'm fine.
Good. So again, choose the position of tree that suits you. Find your drishti, find your breath. And again, either stay here with the hands towards the center or move them up. And your expression of your tree is entirely up to you. So you can make it narrow or wide. You can do whatever feels right to you. Breathing deeply. Okay, we'll take one more inhale. Again, slowly release your hands. Slowly release your feet. And bring your feet and your hands back together once more. Maybe close the eyes. Just notice how it feels. Okay, when you're ready, we're going to release our hands. We're going to come in and do some standing posture. So we'll come up towards the top of your mat. We're going to come in through a sun salutation. So it's a variation of Surya Namaskara B. But if you want to move, leave anything out, then please do. And you could just step back with your life flight warrior one if you wanted to. But at the top of your mat, feet together or apart, we'll come into our chair pose. So as you inhale, we'll just reach the arms and start to bend the knees. On the exhale, just fold forwards towards your legs, so just taking your time. On the inhale here, lengthen your spine, so move the hands up the legs. And on the exhale, we'll step to plank. You could lower your knees or bend your elbows halfway to chaturanga, so it's up to you. As you inhale, upward facing or cobra. And then on the exhale, we'll make our way back to downward facing dog. And maybe take your time here, so just taking a moment just to see how that down dog feels. So feel the stretch that we did in the legs earlier. You just enjoy that for a moment. Okay, we'll take one more inhale. We're going to step to the front with your right leg. So step your right foot forwards, turning on the toes of your back leg. So we're coming into warrior one. And then start to lift up. So maybe reaching up with the arms if that feels okay to you. So lift the arms up, drop the shoulders down. So front leg is bent, back toes turning in, and the shoulders and the hips facing towards the top edge of your mat. Good. And the arms optional. So, you know, if it doesn't feel right to have your arms up, then don't. But try to find a comfortable position, a position that you can be in and you can just breathe there. And then try and keep your mind present. A little bit like when we did the meditation at the beginning. So notice when your mind wanders off. Gently draw it back in. And try and stay in the moment. Okay, we'll take one more inhale. We'll open up now to warrior two. So just take your time moving into that warrior two position. Again, adjusting the feet, adjusting the legs, and then coming in to the point where you feel the stretch. But to the point where you could be here, you could just stay here comfortably and breathe. Make sure the feet feel nice and balanced and the hips are opening, front knee drawing back, and the shoulders draw back a little bit. So we want to open your chest a little. And you're just stay maybe along your front hand, maybe your third eye. And from here, we're going to take a little wrap. So your left arm is going to come underneath your right. And you might just take hold of your shoulders here. You might just stay just with that. If you want to, you can come in for Gadadasana arms. So we're going to take that wrap round a little bit further. And again, you can just simply be here. So just with warrior two legs, with your arms in Gadadasana, you could stay there. Otherwise, we're going to do a little variation on humble warrior. So we're going to turn towards your right leg and then lower down towards the right knee. And just see how it feels. Does it feel particularly nice? Then come out of it. So working the legs really strongly. So the legs are still warrior two legs. So we're still pressing through your feet and drawing the belly up and in. But we can relax the head. Okay, we'll take one more inhale. When you're ready, slowly pull your belly in. Use your core to lift yourself up. Okay, release your arms back to warrior two. And we're going to reverse it. So turn that right hand up and then lift the right arm so we can look up towards it. So creating all of this space now in the front of your body, still working the legs exactly the same. So really strongly focusing our mind on it. Well done. We're going to move to side angle. So slowly releasing that right forearm down, left arm reaches up and over your ear. So coming in to stretch through the side of your body, so that left side stretches all the way through. Good. Now take one more inhale here. This is a bit tricky, but your left hand is going to spiral past your face. And if you can, take your left hand down towards the mat. As you do that, release your right hand towards the mat and turn onto the toes of your back leg. As you do that, you may want to release your back knee down. I don't blame you if you do. So please do if you want to. Otherwise, keep it lifted. It's up to you. And we're going to come in for a twist. So we're going to keep your left hand on the ground. Right hand either onto your right knee or maybe reach and open to your right fingertips. But really, whatever suits you, whatever feels best. Just opening up through your chest a little bit. Still drawing the inner thighs towards one another. One more inhale. Slowly release that right hand down and step back to plank. When you get there, we'll just lower the knees towards your mat and then we'll press back into a child's pose. So you can have a little rest there for a moment. And just notice how that feels. That's quite a lot of work on one side. So See how your body feels, how you feel. And remember, all of these postures, all of the yoga postures that we do are designed for one purpose, which is really to help us to be able to sit in Sukhasana and meditate. Okay, so they're all designed to make that posture easy, comfortable, relaxed. Okay, when you're ready, we'll slowly come back up. So using your hands, just walk your hands back towards your knees here. We are going to come in for Ustrasana or Camel Pose now. So we're going to come up to high knees. And if you would like, you can use blocks here. So if you've got blocks and you want to just place them either side, then you don't have to come back to anything. So don't worry about it. Separate your knees so they're about hip distance apart. And before we start, think about the pelvis. So the pelvis slightly tucked under and the belly pulled in. And then we're going to take your hands just towards either your low back or your hips, wherever your hands will rest comfortably. And then you might just stay here and just start to open up through your chest and draw your shoulder blades together at the back. And that might be enough. You might just simply stay here. If you wanted to, you could start to lift your head up and take it back. You could start to move back a little bit. So maybe moving your hands down your legs, or maybe taking your hands onto your blocks or to your heels. It's entirely up to you, but work with care and consideration for how it feels in your body. Okay, we'll just take one more inhale here. We'll start to move back up. So just taking your time, slowly release out of it. And then from here, we're just going to sit back. So we're just coming back in to Virasana. So we're just going to settle back down again. Again, if that's not suitable for you, you can also swing your legs to the front. Make it feel nice for your body. So if it's not a nice position to sit in, then don't sit in it. Okay, we'll take one more inhale here. And then we're just going to move to all fours again. So just slowly take yourself forward. Bring yourself onto your hands and onto your knees. We'll do a couple cat-cows here, so just as we're in this position. So as you inhale, drop the belly and go forwards to your chest. Should feel kind of nice after that camel pose. And on the exhale, round again. And just work through it in your own time. Follow your own breath. We'll do it once more. And then on your next inhale, come back into the center. As you do that, we'll start to move into our downward dog again. So we're going to tuck your toes under. Start to lift your hips up. Again, as you come in, make any movements. Maybe you just turn the head a little bit. Feel the stretch in the legs. Try and spread your hands and push up and out of your shoulders. Okay, we'll take one more inhale here. We'll lift the heels up and looking forwards, we'll make our way up towards the top. So you can walk up, you can step up, whatever feels best to you. When you get there, just fold towards your legs. On your next inhale, we'll lengthen the spine. So start to move the hands up. And on the exhale, just folding back in. As you inhale, we'll bend the knees, coming back into that chair. And on the exhale, we'll press all the way to stand. Okay, we'll come in and do the other side. So inhale, reaching with your arms again. Folding forwards on your exhale. Lengthen your spine on the inhale. And on the exhale, step back to plank. So again, when you get there, you can lower your knees, you can bend your elbows, up to you. Inhale, upward facing or cobra. And on the exhale, we'll make our way back. Downward facing dog. So as you come in this time, we're going to step your left foot up towards the top of your mat. So stepping it through, spinning the heel of your back leg, start to rise up into warrior one. So take your time moving up, make sure your arms, make sure it's your warrior one, so the one that feels good. And adjust it if it's not particularly comfortable or particularly nice, you don't feel the stretch, for example, then move through it and come into the one that feels right. So in this posture, you should feel quite a strong stretch through the calf on your back leg. And you should feel a little twist through your hips as you rotate round. And I can tell you where you can feel these things, but do you know, if you feel it somewhere else, then that's valid as well. So it's, do you know, it's your experience, it's where you feel it, how it feels to you. But try and keep your mind present and your breath even. Okay, we'll take one more inhale. When you're ready, slowly release into warrior two again. So every single posture that we do relies on us focusing our mind. So your whole of your yoga practice is really a mind focusing practice. You know, you're using your mind because you're keeping it present the whole time. We're learning to focus. Okay, from there in warrior two, if you wish, we're going to come in and do that little bind again. So right arm underneath the left, grab your shoulders or wrap it once or twice. And please feel free to stay here. So if this feels better, do that. Otherwise, turn towards your left leg and fold in. So it's kind of a little variation on our humble warrior. Just see how it feels. If it doesn't feel that particularly nice to you, then, you know, stay upright. But try and relax into it. So our muscles react when we are relaxed. That's when they will actually change, when they will actually become more flexible. If we're tense and we're kind of gripping onto everything, then the muscles, they can't relax in that situation. Okay, we'll take one more inhale. When you're ready, draw your belly in, start to lift and rise back up again. Release your hands back to warrior two, and then we'll reverse it. So turning the left hand up, reaching up, opening through your chest, opening through the front of your body, creating space, keeping the legs exactly the same. And with all this space, we're going to come into side angle. So try and maintain it as you move forwards, taking your forearm down, reaching your right arm over your ear. Feel that space, that sense of space in your body. And also the stretch through the side body. So through that right side, all the way from your foot, all the way up, traveling through your body, all the way up through your fingertips. And then with that right hand, bring it past your face, try and find the ground with it. And then release your left hand and turn onto the toes of your back leg once more. So again, lower your back knee. So if it feels better and you feel like you want to lower your back knee down, then do that. And then we'll come in for the twist. So we'll keep the right hand down, left hand on left knee. Maybe left hand reaches up towards the sky. Try and align your shoulders, align your hands, open through your chest, a little twist. Okay, take one more inhale. Slowly release that hand down towards the ground. Again, we'll tuck the toes under if you've got that back knee on the ground and lift it up. Step back to plank. And then again from here, just lower your knees and press yourself back into child's pose. And when you get there this time, maybe you bring the palms of your hands together so you could come into a prayer position and then bring the hands over the top of your head. So you bring the thumbs towards the nape of your neck. As you do that, you could walk your elbows in and forwards a little bit. So we get a little stretch through the back of your arms, so through that tricep. From there, slowly release your arms and take them over your head again. Use your hands and walk them back up, so towards your knees. So we'll do one more of our Ustrasana, of our Camel Pose. If you don't want to do that, you can just sit here. Otherwise, we'll come up into that high kneeling position, knees at distance. Again, you can have your toes tucked and untucked, it's up to you. And then taking that pelvis, tucking it under, placing your hands on your low back or your hips. Start to draw your shoulders back. Again, that might be sufficient. You might feel that that's quite a nice stretch for you. Otherwise, maybe release the head and maybe lower back a little bit. It's all about listening to your body and seeing what your body's telling you and then responding to that. Focusing our mind, expanding our mental clarity. Okay, when you're ready, slowly release, so come back up again, just take your time. Again, as you come up, we'll release the toes and sit back onto your heels. If it's not suitable, bring your legs out in front. Just work with what feels right. Okay, so when you're ready, we are going to bring our legs out in front of us, so you can just extend your legs out. If you're not quite at the bottom of your mat, you might want to move forward because we're going to lower ourselves down, but we'll do it slowly. So again, if you don't want to, you can always just lay yourself on your mat. If you can, have your legs long and reach your arms forward. Take a breath in, and then as you breathe out, start to move back, tucking the tailbone under. Rounding yourself back, so taking your time as you lower yourself all the way down. Like that. So as you get there, as you get onto your back, we're going to bend your knees. So we're going to come in for a bridge here. So if you do want to use your block, then just grab it. Otherwise, with the knees bent, take a deep breath in and start to push through your heels and lift up through your hips. So you might just lift a little way. You might place your block and lower it down, or maybe start to press the hips a little bit higher. And if you're high enough, so you're on your shoulders, then maybe start to move the shoulder blades underneath your back and clasp your hands. But work with what feels best and modify it as you need to. Okay, we'll take one more inhale. When you're ready, releasing your hands and then slowly releasing yourself all the way back down towards the mat. So as you come down, we're going to come in for a reclined pigeon here. So we're going to keep your left foot on the ground. If you lift your right foot up, flex it and place it on your left thigh. So if you want to, you could just stay here, just using your right hand, gently press the right knee away. you want a bit more, lift your left foot off the ground and take your hands behind the back of your left thigh, keeping your feet a little bit flexed, allowing your upper body to release down a little bit, to relax your shoulders. And to get more here, you can just draw that knee in, so the left knee gets pulled in a little bit more, and you'll get more of a stretch to your hip. You want a little bit less, then release your grip a little bit. We'll take one more inhale, and I'm going to release the legs, but you're going to keep them crossed. So release your hands, place your left foot on the ground, spread your arms out, and then drop both of your legs over towards the left side. As you do that, if it feels too much when you get here, you can always uncross your legs, but you should get quite a strong stretch in that right hip. Maybe turn your head towards the right hand. When you're ready, back in towards the center. So releasing your legs, we'll change sides. So this time, taking your left foot, flex it onto the right thigh. Again, stay here and push the knee away, or lift up through your right foot. Hands behind the back of that thigh, draw it in. With a little activity in your feet. Don't just let them hang there, but be aware of them. And use your breath. And maintain your presence of mind. So focus your mind. When you're ready, slowly release the legs. Again, keep them crossed. Spread your arms and drop your legs over towards the right side. Maybe look along the left arm. We'll make our way back in towards the middle. So releasing your legs when you get here. Draw your knees towards your chest. So we're going to come in for half the baby here. So as you draw your knees in, maybe take your knees out a little bit. So they're kind of out towards your shoulders. And then take your hands either behind the back of your thighs, the back of your calves or your ankles. Maybe you can take the soles of your feet. Maybe hook the big toes. So really whatever feels kind of good to you. And when you're there, try and press your lower back down towards the mat a little bit. And maybe it helps you to move a little bit, so you could sway a little side to side. Maybe you want to straighten your legs. So you can work on taking one leg and straightening it a little bit. But all of these things are optional. So if you just want to be here, then just be there. When you're ready, we'll slowly release the feet. And draw your knees back in towards your chest, taking any kind of little movements that you want to there. And then just when you're ready, we're going to make our way into Shavasana. So if you do want to put some socks or a jumper or anything on you, then grab that and pop it on. Just finding a comfortable position. Close your eyes. And maybe focus on one spot in your room. Relax your muscles. Observe your breathing. And notice how your breath moves in and out. Make no effort to change your breathing in any way, but simply notice how your body breathes. Your body knows how much air it needs. In your mind's eye, see your breath flowing gently in and out of your body. When your attention wanders, as it will, just focus back again on your breathing. Notice any stray thoughts, but don't dwell on them. Simply let the thoughts pass. See how your breath continues to flow deeply, calmly. Notice the stages of a complete breath. From the in-breath to the pause that follows. The exhale and the pause before taking another breath. See the slight breaks between each breath. Feel the air entering through your nose. Picture the breath flowing through the cavities in your sinuses and then down into your lungs. As thoughts intrude, allow them to pass and return your attention to your breathing. See the air inside your body after you inhale, filling your body gently. Notice how the space inside your lungs becomes smaller after you exhale and the air leaves your body. Your chest and stomach gently rise and fall with each breath. Notice how your body feels. See how calm and gentle your breathing is, and how relaxed your body feels. When you're ready, we'll take a deep inhale, this time through your nose, and then just sigh out your mouth. You can do that again if you like, taking a deep breath and letting it go. And then we'll start to move a little bit, just through your fingers and your toes. You reach your arms over your head, stretch all the way down to your toes. And bringing the arms back over, bending your knees, moving a little. If you want to roll over onto your side, then do that. And then just when you're ready, you just start to come up. Take your time. And when you're ready, just finding a comfortable seat. Bringing the palms together just in front of your heart. So just leaving a little gap just to signify an openness in your heart. So thank you so much for coming along and practicing with me this morning. I hope you enjoyed the mental clarity and focus practice that we did. Namaste. Very much, everyone. Well done. Job. I'll stop recording and you can unmute.